Hello everyone, welcome to Jets Central here on Jets TV. As usual guys, please comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos, comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos, press that thumbs up button. Got my Jets paraphernalia on here. It's Go Jets, but again this is unbiased sports talk. As usual guys, this is going to be my video for the Jets personnel, things I think we need to do better, people I think that we need to get, or positions that I think we need to do better at. Just personnel wise for us to get to that next level, and not go 8-8 again and miss the playoffs like a bunch of drones, a bunch of fools. So I know my hair is a little long today. Got a little bit of shaggy beard going today. Do not hit me in my inbox about that, guys, because I got 1,000 hits in my inbox. So I'm going to start to talk about here positions that I feel like we need to get better at, that's definitely costing our team. Not all of these positions are, positions that we need to strike right now. We need somebody right now. We cannot deal with a guy just coming in and filling in. We need some guys right now. And I'm definitely going to indicate that when I go over them. So this is not level of importance either. This is just what I think off the top of my head. Backup QB. I definitely think we need a backup QB to push Mark. I yelled for Kyle Orton. I absolutely screamed for Kyle Orton early in the season when the Denver Broncos were looking to deal him for a 4th round pick. I thought that would have been a steal for us to get Kyle Orton for a 4th round pick. And even when they cut him, I was hoping that we would definitely extend an arm and try to go get Kyle Orton, because I think that Kyle Orton, he's not an elite quarterback in this league. That's not what he is. But I do think that Kyle Orton is a guy that can, is a game manager, a guy that can come in, make plays, put points up on the board, not throw crazy turnovers and do stupid stuff. And I definitely think that, possibly under, I thought we would get Todd Haley. We didn't end up getting Todd Haley. He ended up signing with the Steelers. But even with Sperano coming in, I think that Kyle Orton can still do decently even with Sperano as our coordinator. Because it's not like Sperano sucks at the passing game. I think he's a decent, pretty decent, coordinator as far as throwing the ball goes, but I think his forte is running the ball hard and finding ways to do things like that. So I just think we need a backup quarterback. I think we can actually draft that. If we get a guy like Brock Osweiler, out of ASU, he's 6'7", he's got a nice arm. If we can get him in the 2nd round, maybe 3rd round, that's a guy that I definitely think that could push Mark. Brock does have accuracy issues. Just a lot like Ben Roethlisberger had when he first came in. A lot of accuracy issues. Actually, Brock Osweiler does remind me of Ben, a little bit. His release point is a little to the side, kind of like a, I would say like a side winding throw. It's not straight over the top delivery like Ben, but Brock does have a lot of Ben Roethlisberger qualities. Without the raping. I had to tell that joke. Sorry, Steelers fans that watch me, but hey, it is what it is. But Brock Osweiler, I definitely think could be a guy that is gonna, could push Mark if we get him in the 2nd, 3rd round and possibly become a starter later on. Another guy that I looked at was Nick Foles. He's from Arizona as well, 6'5". Is a guy that I think is a quality guy we can get in the 2nd round as well, so or 3rd round as well. That's just something I looked at, guys, and I definitely think we need a backup quarterback. I also think we need a backup running back as well. I think we need a 3-headed monster. I am not sold on Joe McKnight as a running back yet, as a sufficient running back yet, as a starter, as a guy that's going to come in and constantly get, touches and actually move the ball yet. I know that a lot of Jets fans are sold on him. He had a decent season, but as a kick returner, he sucks. And he often also, from time to time, puts the ball on the ground, and he puts the ball on the ground in game situations, and he does dance in the hole from time to time. He doesn't always hit the hole hard. And I don't know if Sean Green is going to last a season. I remember his first season, he had some rib problems later on in the playoffs. This season, he looked kind of dinged up. He really didn't look like himself. I think LaDainian Tomlinson had a great season. looking at how old he was and everything. And with him leaving, I think we need to replace that. I know a lot of people are going to laugh at me when I say this, but I think we should go after guys like Peyton Hillis, Michael Bush from the Raiders. Those are guys that I think, especially Michael Bush from the Raiders, that's a guy that I think can come in and be that workhorse back that's going to beat guys up, is going to, absolutely destroy people and put people in their places. And he can be that rock that Brandon Jacobs, just like the Giants have, that guy that comes in and just pounds you. I think Michael Bush can be that guy for us. So I think with Michael Bush, Sean Green, and Joe McKnight, I think we could be a force. I know the Jets are up against the cap, and I should have said that before I spoke on free agents, just going out and getting free agents. I know the Jets are going to be up against the cap, but Mike Tannenbaum always finds a way to get rid of some guys and loosen up some cap and get things around. These are just things that I'm throwing out there. Michael Bush is not going to be a top tier free agent. He's going to be a guy that's going to come in for, maybe $1 million, $2 million a season. So I know we're up against the cap and it's going to be tough. Right now we're up against the cap, but I know we're going to make some cuts and get down. So with that said, my next need, I'm looking at receiver. This is a need that I think we need right now. With Plexico Burress leaving, which was a guy that honestly I didn't think was going to do too much this season due to the fact that, he's fresh out of jail, his age, and he hadn't played football in a minute. He came in and scored touchdown. He was a red zone threat. And I think we're going to be absolutely missing that with him gone. You got Santonio, you got Jeremy Curley, who's a certified third string receiver, a slot guy. He's going to be our third receiver. They're trying to say that Patrick Turner is going to be on the other side and he's going to fill that role that Plexico Burress has. I know that Patrick Turner is talented. I get that. But I don't think that Patrick Turner is what we necessarily need on the other side. I think, and this is another guy that I yelled about, Brandon Lloyd. I think Brandon Lloyd would definitely fit in our scheme. I think Brandon Lloyd would definitely be able to do some things. He's a free agent this year, and I think we need to go after him. I don't think Brandon Lloyd is a huge money guy. You don't have to pay him a bunch. And he'll come in and make catches. I think other guys we can go after as well. Laurent Robinson from the Cowboys. I think he's an up-and-coming guy. He's pretty decent. I also think Stevie Johnson from the Bills, he's going to be a free agent as well. I don't know if he's not likely to leave the Bills, but I definitely think he'll listen. I definitely think if a team comes at him with, that has something that definitely has the pieces to win a championship or something like that, I definitely think he'll jump to a different boat. So I think taking a shot at Stevie Jackson. And I'm going to say this guy's name, Deshaun Jackson. I think we should definitely look at bringing Deshaun Jackson in. He is a field stretcher, a guy that definitely can burn DBs real bad. But you know what? With all of our team chemistry issues, I don't know if Deshaun Jackson would be the best guy to bring into our locker room, but I definitely think that you have to give him a look. You have to see where his head is. He wasn't really a distraction in Philly until his contract came up. I think if we give him that, if you give him his contract, you see how he produces on the field when everything's good. This year, that contract, he just let that go to his head and it just blew up his stuff on the field. So, and that could also serve in our favor with with him devaluing as far as people seeing him not necessarily perform if he doesn't have a contract. We could bring him in. Vincent Jackson also is a guy that I think could be brought in, but I don't know if Vincent Jackson is really going to leave San Diego. But if he's going to leave San Diego, I would definitely take a look at Vincent Jackson. Dwayne Bowe is another guy that I think we should take a look at as well and go after aggressively. A lot of people have hit me up about Randy Moss. I don't know how much Randy has left. I know he runs a 4.3. I know he's a field stretcher, but he's also a guy that has, he's not going to rip a team apart, but he definitely can provide a distraction. And that's the last thing I want right now. But if Randy is coming in and his head is going to be right, I definitely would take Randy Moss as well. Terrell Owens, I'd be a little hesitant because of his past and how he has a tendency to destroy teams. But T.O. produces on the field. But I just wouldn't even go there with T.O. But Randy Moss, and all the other guys that I named, I would definitely give a look. But out of all of them, I would definitely like to see, Brandon Lloyd in a Jets uniform. So with that said, I'm going to move on. Right tackle, offensive linemen. I think that everybody knows that we need offensive linemen on this team, period. And I think that this is a position that we could actually draft with our first round pick. And let me tell you why. If you look at the history of drafts, all drafts, the most surest bet you can take in the first round is a lineman. That's the surest bet. That's the surest bet you can take as a lineman. All the other positions that we necessarily need are usually all the positions that we are hurting at are skill positions, or they're positions where, if a rookie comes in and bust, we're done. We are done. So I'm looking at Cordy Glenn from Georgia. He's a guard, but he can also play tackle as well. An athletic guy that's going to come in and get the job done. I think Cordy Glenn is a guy that we can bring in, that we can draft in the first round at the 14th pick. If not trade down and possibly get him later on in the draft. And we can bring in, and he could possibly be an immediate starter. I looked over the free agent list. There's not much at tackle at all outside of Jared Gaither that's going to be out there. So I think we have to draft a lineman. We have to. As of right now, there's nobody on the free agent list that I see that is tackle worthy. So I think we have to draft a tackle, and I think that Cordy Glenn, being that he plays guard, but he can also play tackle, could definitely be a great pickup for us. So that's who I've got. Defensive tackle, and the only reason why I marked defensive tackle is because Sione Pu'ua is not under contract with us next year. I think we're gonna push to re-sign him. The Jets have already said that. I think that he's a guy that we have to have. Rapati Pioatua. I know I'll probably mispronounce his name, but I know his first name is Rapati. Big defensive tackle that we have as well. Defensive tackle and defensive end. He plays both positions. Big 6'9" guy. I know he gets leverage, but he still has problems with getting low. And with those ACL and MCL tears that he's had, he kind of has a problem mobility-wise, but he hasn't shown enough to me yet to say, hey, he's ready to step up and take that. And with Sione just being that stout nose tackle that we already have, let's just re-sign him. Another guy that I think we should take a look at is Paul Soliai. He played for the Dolphins. He's probably going to be a free agent as well. Paul Soliai is a guy that I think is an absolute stopper at defensive tackle, a guy that we could definitely look at and definitely could come in and make plays with us as well. So I think those are the two things we have to look at as far as defensive tackle. Pass rushers. I think we need pass rushers on this team, something awful. Everyone knows we need pass rushers on this team, something awful. Rex likes to send linebackers all day. I don't think that's going to work, not this season. I know a lot of people are going to laugh at me when I say this, but John Abraham is on the free agent list, even though he's often injured. And we've already had our go around with him. He still produces on the field when he's on. But a guy that I definitely think we should take a look at is Robert Mathis. Robert Mathis is a guy, he's light. He's going to rush the passer. He's pretty decent. I don't know if he's... I think if you give a guy, if you throw some cheese at a guy and you give him a chance to win a championship, even though he's been a lifelong Colt, I think he could definitely look at, jumping from the Colts. And I think Osi Umenyiora as well with the New York Giants. We should definitely give him a call and see what's going on with him as well. See if he is, willing to take a step and be a Jet. Those are the guys that I'm looking at. But another guy that I'm looking at as well is Corey Redding. He plays for the Baltimore Ravens. He's 31, a guy that I know is extremely mature. He's going to be a hard worker, a team guy as well. He's played under Rex's defense before, and I think that he could be a guy that can come in and help us as well in that defensive line. Give us an added pass rusher, a guy that's going to come in and get things done. So those are the guys that I'm looking at as far as pass rushers, defensive ends. I think we need some linebacker help as well, but we have some linebackers. I just feel like we have linebackers that need to step up. So when I say linebacker help, I just think it's guys that we have that need to step up. Maga is a guy that we need to step up. Westerman, he's stepped up before, but we need to push him to see what we can just get out of him. Is he a guy that's going to come in, get the job done? That's a guy that I feel like we need to have just come step up. So I don't necessarily think we need, a bunch of brand new linebackers, or we need to go out and get a gang of guys. But I know that Bart Scott, he's getting a little long at the tooth. I think if we can get a linebacker, a Stephen Tulloch from the Lions, or look over a Curtis Lofton from the Falcons, see if he's, if he's going to be available. Anthony Spencer from the Cowboys, maybe. Jared Johnson from the Baltimore Ravens. That's another guy that I think is one of Rex's guys that could possibly get the job done for us. Then, we can definitely, make some strides and get some things done. So that's what I think at pass rusher help, or excuse me, at linebacker help. But most importantly, and this is something, these two positions, I think are positions that we need now. We need guys right now. Strong safety, free safety. My God. My God. You talk about getting burned on the back end. I don't think I've never seen a Jets defense play so bad back there at those two safety positions in my life. Eric Smith sucks. Okay, he sucks. Brodney Poole is decent, but he's not a quality starting safety. Jim Leonard's broke his leg twice. He tore his leg up, ACL, MCL stuff this season as well. He's also getting a little long at the tooth. The two guys that I'm looking at to fill that position, and this is something that I think we can definitely get into all night and all day. Please comment on this. Michael Griffin of the Tennessee Titans. Let me tell you, he's not the greatest safety in the world. He's not, he's not, a Ed Reed or something like that. But this guy makes plays. Okay, he makes plays, and another thing is he's never hurt. He's never hurt. Michael Griffin is never hurt, and he makes plays. Okay. I think that's a guy that we can bring in that'd be immediate impact. He's 27. He gets the job done. He understands schemes. He's a decent safety in this league. LaRon Landry from the Redskins as well. I think he can also be brought in. There's a tough, hard-nosed safety. He's going to get the job done. He's also plays free safety as well. When Sean Taylor passed away with the Redskins, LaRon Landry went back there and played his position for a little bit. He's not he's not super great in pass coverage, but he's a lot better than Eric Smith, I'll tell you that right now. But in the run game, he's going to sniff it out. Eric Smith can't do either of those things. He can't cover you. He can't tackle you. I'm confused with Eric Smith, but Michael Griffin and LaRon Landry are guys that I'm looking back at saying, hey, we need to go talk to these guys and get them in here at our safety positions. Those are just things that I'm looking at right now, guys, as far as our roster. Let me know, guys. Hit me up, comment, tell me what you guys think. These are just my thoughts as far as free agency and as far as the draft. I think there are positions that we could draft at. I think we could possibly even draft at the safety position. But a lot of our positions are drafts that, if we bring in a guy, in maybe the third round, if we can get a quality wide receiver in the third round, or a quality, even a quality offensive lineman in the third round. There are always quality offensive linemen in the third round. If we can get a quality safety in the second round, then it'll be good to go. But I think that with our team built the way we are, we have to hit free agency and we have to hit the draft hard this year, because if we make a mistake, we could totally fall off the cliff, because a lot of guys that we have are doing nothing but getting older and getting worse. So with that said, guys, thank you guys for watching. Please hit me up, guys. Comment. Let me know what you guys think about what I said. Let me know what you guys think about any of our, our roster. Tell me what your improvements are to a roster. What do you think we need? So thank you guys. Peace. Thanks for watching.